Nick Bosa. With less than a month until the NFL scouting combine and under 3 months until the 2019 NFL Draft, fans want to know which college stars will soon join the ranks of their favorite team. In the 4 weeks since Week 17, a consensus has begun to develop among NFL analysts and mock drafters, particularly at the top of the draft, where there are fewer variables in play. Unfortunately for many Bay Area fans, this is where the San Francisco 49ers find themselves drafting once again. The 49ers currently hold the second overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft. After the Arizona Cardinals make their initial selection, San Francisco will have their choice of all remaining college prospects. Not only do the 49ers have an early draft pick, but they also have a glaring need at one of the game's most important and expensive positions, edge rusher. Luckily for San Francisco, this year's draft class is full of talented pass rushers for the team to select both early and late in the draft. Given the mixed results of their first 2 drafts, 49ers general manager John Lynch and head coach Kyle Shanahan need to hit on their first-round pick in 2019. Perhaps more important than hitting, they need to ensure they don't miss, since the team will be stuck with the expensive guaranteed salary of the second overall selection whether the player booms or busts. Due to the team's high draft position and obvious positional need, the vast majority of mock drafts have the 49ers falling into one of 5 potential scenarios. In the majority of these scenarios, San Francisco drafts an edge rusher, but which of these prospects are worthy of a top draft pick? Let's break down the San Francisco 49ers' 5 most common mock draft picks, beginning with a talented lineman that the Niners should not draft with the second overall selection. Next, 49ers mock draft option no. 5. Page 2 Rashawn Gary. Gary, who played defensive tackle on defensive end in college, doesn't appear to be the best fit for the San Francisco 49ers, who already have a plethora of similar, tweener, defensive linemen on their roster. However, some analysts think otherwise, including NFL.com's Daniel Jeremiah, who slotted Gary in the number 2 spot in his first mock draft of 2019 last week. While Gary has an extremely high ceiling, there are 2 general reasons why the defensive lineman ranks last in our list of 49ers mock draft options. The first reason San Francisco should shy away from the versatile defender is the risk associated with Gary's lack of production at the college level. The 49ers need a pass-rushing specialist who can provide the team with double-digit sacks each season. Gary was unable to total 10 sacks over his entire college career. The second reason Gary would be a poor fit for San Francisco is the lineman isn't a pure edge rusher, which Jeremiah highlights in his article. Gary has the size of a defensive tackle but the skill set to play on the edge. He'll give the 49ers one of the best young D-lines in the NFL. The 49ers roster is full of first-round defensive tackles who have yet to transition to the outside with success, and you can't play them all at one time, although you still have to pay each of them around $8 million a year. Next, 49ers mock draft option no. 4. Page 3 Josh Allen. Allen is a favorite of analysts who compile their mock drafts primarily based on team need. The 49ers desperately need an edge rusher, and Allen is widely regarded as the second best edge rusher available in the draft. If the Cardinals draft Nick Bosa, Allen's the next guy on the list. Admittedly, that's quite an oversimplification of the process, and Allen could end up the better of the 2 pass rushers, particularly if he continues the development he showed during his 17-sack senior season. In a recent mock draft, Fansided's Brad Weiss predicted the 49ers would draft the University of Kentucky edge rusher with the second overall pick in the 2019 NFL Draft. Quinnen Williams is one of the better prospects of this draft class, but Allen fills more of an immediate need for the 49ers in 2019. Allen is a guy who can play on the outside, or come up and play the edge, and at the NFL level, he could have the kind of impact that Joey Bosa had as a rookie for the Los Angeles Chargers. In 2017, as Weiss pointed out, one positive quality Allen brings to the table is his ability to play Sam linebacker on base downs, which is another area of need for San Francisco in 2019. Is Allen worthy of the No. 2 overall selection, or is his recent ascension up draft boards a product of groupthink? Allen's last-minute decision to skip Saturday's Senior Bowl, which include the rare opportunity to work extensively with the San Francisco 49ers coaching staff, didn't help his case. Given his recent hype, Allen had more to lose than gain by playing on Saturday, but his absence continues to provide fuel to those who question whether he's NFL ready, or if his listed measurables are accurate. NFL teams can't afford to miss on a top draft pick. As opposed to a sure thing, Allen appears to be the next best thing, making him a risky proposition for the 2nd overall selection. Next, 49ers mock draft option number 3, page 4, Quinnen Williams. Cox, Getty Images. Alabama defensive tackle Quinnen Williams is the draft darling of the best player available crowd. With Bosa off the board, Williams would likely be the best player available for the San Francisco 49ers to select. Unfortunately, Williams plays the same position as San Francisco's star defender, 3-technique defensive tackle DeForest Buckner, who started for the NFC in the Pro Bowl yesterday. This fact does little to deter many analysts, including Steve Palazzolo of Pro Football Focus, who called Williams the best player in college football last season. The best player in the nation in 2018, Williams emerged as a dominant interior presence that can disrupt both the pass and the run games. He had the nation's number 2 pass rush grade to go with the No. 1 mark against the run, and he adds a difference maker as the 49ers continue to develop their defensive front. The Athletic's Dane Brugler agreed that Williams is simply too good to pass up with the 2nd overall pick of the draft, regardless of team need. Ideally, the 49ers will be targeting an edge rusher with this pick, but Williams' ability to create interior disruption will make him tough to pass up. At such a young age, he shows the unique ability to interchangeably use his gifts to defeat blocks and live in the opponent's backfield. High draft picks. The goal should be to find impact players, and Williams is special. The 49ers shouldn't overthink it. Williams isn't the biggest interior lineman, but it's hard to come up with any other negatives for the Alabama product, who amassed 19.5 tackles for loss and 8 sacks in his sophomore season. The most compelling argument against selecting Williams is the draft capital, and the ongoing financial capital the 49ers have spent on similar linemen. With Buckner entering his contract year, San Francisco would be hard-pressed to keep 3 additional expensive defensive linemen on the roster before they address the edge position or sign their top defender to contract extension. If the 49ers draft Williams with the 2nd pick in the 2019 NFL Draft, defensive lineman Eric Armstead, a player valued by the 49ers but worth little on the trade market, would likely be shown the door. Next, 49ers mock draft option No. 2 page 5 Use your arrows to browse the San Francisco 49ers NFL Draft. Photo by Tom Pennington, Getty Images. When NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell places the San Francisco 49ers on the clock, soon after 9 p.m. ET on April 25, 2019, trading the number 2 pick would be the safest move for Lynch and Shanahan to make. If the Cardinals select Bosa 1st overall and the 49ers find a willing trade partner, trading the Niners' valuable 2nd selection is the best long-term decision for the franchise. January draft boards will hardly resemble the draft boards on the first night of the 2019 NFL Draft, but unless another top option emerges, the smart move for San Francisco is to trade back in order to acquire additional draft capital. The 49ers will be expected to show significant progress during the upcoming season, but the team isn't in win-now mode quite yet. Since their 6-year contracts are fully guaranteed, Lynch and Shanahan shouldn't be concerned with job security for at least another year. Thus, the two decision-makers know they'll be around to reap the benefits of any trade that nets the team additional picks in future drafts. fact opens the door for the 49ers to work with teams that have few tradable picks in the 2019 NFL Draft, and will also be an asset in draft negotiations since NFL teams, including those that use fixed draft pick value charts, devalue future draft picks. After 2 years of playing fast and loose with their draft capital, including unnecessarily trading multiple picks for must-have players who failed to pan out, San Francisco is no longer flush with draft picks this year. With numerous roster holes to fill, the 49ers would be wise to cash in on their early selection by trading it for a bevy of picks over the next 2 years, provided the following player isn't available. Next, 49ers mock draft option no. 1. Use your arrows to browse.